As the world continues to battle COVID-19, leading many to stay indoors more than usual, a group of expert women in the UAE say that reduced economic activity can be beneficial for the environment as they join hands to promote upcycling in the fashion and textile industry. A British expat, Sari Roca, is leading almost 200 women in a charitable endeavor that sees pre-used bed sheets, curtains, towels, and the likes become very useful clothing for children in orphanages across the world. Our correspondent in Dubai, Mayowa Adegoke, visited Roca in her home turned workshop in the city of Dubai. Check it out.
The global fashion industry is worth $2.5 trillion, according to a McKinsey 2019 report, but it is also notorious as being one of the largest polluters in the world. Environmentalists are calling on fashion industry practitioners to embrace more sustainable and innovative solutions like upcycling, as the industry at large contributes about 10% of the global greenhouse gas emissions. That, according to a UN climate change report in 2018. Well, it seems that call is being heeded here in the UAE. In the UAE, a group of expat women are already taking a cue from this to help provide clothing to orphanages across the world. 50-year-old Briton Kerry Rocker is a leader of Rags to Riches in the UAE, a group of multinational women who volunteer time and resources in creating clothes for children all over the world.
So it began in 2014 with a lady called Barbara Evans, who started sewing just a dress a day to send to orphanages. She had heard a story on the radio about a lady who was doing just that. So as she was a professional seamstress and no longer working, she thought she'd fill her time by sewing and sending things to orphanages. And then as she got going and a few of her friends found out about it, they started to join her sewing as well. And they formed a little hobby group, so making clothes for children sort of in need around the world. Barbara decided to step down from sort of running the group. So myself and Famida took over. Famida's based in Abu Dhabi, I'm based in Dubai. And we went on to sort of grow the group massively. There's now over 170 members. I think even more now actually, since the whole COVID thing, and a lot of people have come on board with making the headbands that we've been doing for the medical staff. So I think we've actually expanded our members as well, basically.
With a mission to be sustainable, 90% of the fabrics used in making these clothes are from upcycled beddings, towels, curtains, and even fleece blankets used on Emirates flights. Materials also come through their over 6,000 followers on Facebook. Donations have gone to orphanages in countries including Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, Nepal, Lebanon, India, and Uganda.
And one of the closest projects to my heart was a recent one that we did to Uganda, and it's an ongoing one because the school is large. Well, there are a few large government schools there. And we had a request by someone who goes quite a lot to Uganda and visits the children in these schools. And the story is that the children were getting cold on their way to school and overnight in their houses because they don't have any heating, and also during their school day as well. They are not allowed to wear anything over their uniform in school. So the brief was something that they could wear on the way to school, something that they would be allowed to just pop over their laps while they were in school, and then something that would keep them warm at night when they were home.
One of the more ambitious projects is the Angel Wings pads for girls in poorer communities who either do not have access to or cannot afford sanitary towels. These washable items can be used for up to 3 years.
So this was a project that was requested by somebody who is going to I'm not sure which African country it was. What was an African country, where the girls were dropping out of school because of not having products to deal with their periods. So this was somebody who'd been going and visiting quite a lot and then came back and requested, could we do something about that? Could we make these? So it started for us about 3 years ago, when we started looking into how to make reusable sanitary products for the girls. This version that we're on at the moment is about our 5th or 6th version. Okay, so the towel itself has one side that just has one line down it, and the other side has 2 lines down it. What that signifies is that, so we put 3 pieces of cotton into the product. One side has a thickness of 2 towels, and the other just has a thickness of 1 towel. So if it's got 1 line down it, it only has 1 towel. If it's got 2 lines down it, it has the thickness of 2 towels. And that is so that you've got a side that's good for heavy flow days and a side that's good for lighter flow days. And the piece of waterproof is in the middle of those. So that is right in the middle. When we turn it through, that waterproof is in between the 2 sides, so it's double-sided if you like. And then the wings just go with the popper and sit round the underwear securely so it stays in the underwear.
Rocker, an interior architect by training, sees a business model that beneficiaries in poor communities can use to maintain their livelihoods.
What Famida and I would love to be able to do eventually is to be able to take the things that we do and the things that we make, and especially this project, the reusable sanitary towels, go out to the countries where these are really, really needed and teach the young girls themselves how to make them, how they could, look after themselves by making the product, and perhaps how they could set up a small business making them and sustain themselves by selling them.
With current global restrictions on air travel, Rocker and members of her group are turning their attention to medical workers in the UAE who are at the front line fighting the coronavirus pandemic.
Through COVID, we then got requests for the headbands with the little buttons on for medics who are having to wear masks sort of for prolonged periods of time. We're finding that their ears were getting sore. And these headbands, you can hook it onto the buttons, hook the elastic onto the buttons instead to relieve the ears. So it was challenging, to say the least, to try and get our team sort of action to be able to do it. Not that they're not willing to do it, they're more than willing to do it. But then obviously we had the sort of the issues about not being able to travel because we were on full lockdown, so you couldn't go out without a permit. So for people to try and get the headbands and things back to me so that I could get them out to the medics, it's been amazing. The response of our team members has been incredible. So we've made well over 3,000 now, and we're on to batch number 3. I think we'll probably hit 3,000 again. Another 3,000 going out in this batch, but just the sort of the camaraderie of people around Dubai to try and get this out for us as well. So we've had FedEx come and offer to pick up from all of my team members that were making, bring them to me, then I sorted it out, and then they've picked them up from me and delivered out.
Well, Rockers, Rags to Riches just will inspire other people across the world to embrace upcycling. From Dubai in the UAE, Maiwa Dekoke for Foreign Dispatches.